Good morning and welcome everybody to the first of our fall revisiting trainings. My name is Aaron Salasek. My pronouns are he, him. I am the coordinator of the Direct Admissions Minnesota program here at the Office of Higher Education for the state of Minnesota. I'm joined by my wonderful colleague. I'll turn it over for an introduction.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sally Kreger-Constantine, pronouns she, they. I am the Direct Admissions Research Analyst, and I manage the transmission of the student responses to the colleges.
Thanks, Sally. So today's content, just to lay the groundwork, is on building the data. It's a part 2 training that revisits one from this past spring, and it's specific to campuses and high schools that are using Infinite Campus and JMC as their student information systems to conduct the direct admissions program. So this training today specific to high schools using Infinite Campus and JMC to run the academic review and send survey notifications within the two student information systems. We do have a few higher end goals that we wanted to accomplish today. The first one, which will be at the outset of every training, is just a quick project overview and general background, followed by some timeline and resources that are available to you to assist with conducting the program. I will then turn it over to Sally to do the 5 steps of the academic review, and specifically looking at some of the tips and tools within the two student information systems we're training on today, ending with questions that you can either email us or we'll carve out a little bit of time for folks in attendance today. So the first one, it's always helpful to revisit the goal of this program and the sort of the philosophical underpinnings for why we do this work. And the process of college admissions, especially over the last several decades, has gotten very convoluted, very confusing. It's not a one size fits all. And so at its core, this program seeks to change that paradigm, that way that it's conducted. And rather than, wait on students taking all of the action, colleges then following up later on, it front loads the college admissions process by extending students the opportunity for proactive admission at the participating colleges and universities that are a part of the program. And so it really seeks to reduce the anxiety around that question of, will I get in? And it counters that by saying, yes, you are in, you meet the basic parameters that we would have extended you an offer of admission. And so we're happy to admit you students. We appreciate you and value you families. And the counselors, Office of Higher Education, and Student Information Systems, we do the work. So thank you again for all that you do for students and families on a regular basis. There are 55 participating colleges and universities, all of the institutions within the Minnesota state system, 4 of the 5 University of Minnesota campuses, 3 of our 4 tribal colleges across the state, and 15 of the 18 Minnesota Private College Council participants. So 14 of the 18 plus one more private institution participating in direct admissions. In terms of the overall steps at the high school, there are really 6 critical ones. And so for the purposes of today, we're really talking about the top 3, numbers 1, 2, and 3. The first one is that colleges have to, or high schools have to review the end of junior year unweighted GPA and course grades in 3 core areas, English, science, and math, to see if a student meets the admissions criteria of the participating colleges and universities. Essentially, students get placed into one of 6 tiers by which they're extended an offer of proactive admission for the colleges and universities that participate in that tier. The second is that high school seniors and their parents and guardians are notified of their acceptance through the survey notification process. And then the third is those students take action on the institutions that they'd like to receive proactive admission to. These responses are collected and they're transmitted back to us here at the agency. We then transfer that information on to the colleges and universities that students have selected to receive proactive admission to. Eventually, high school transcripts do have to be sent to those institutions. We did a meta-analysis of all of our participants from last year. The median that students selected were 4 colleges and universities, And a good chunk of our students selected just one institution that they chose proactive admission to. And so we know that students are being judicious in their choices and the colleges that they're seeking proactive admission to. And then the last step, which we ask of all of our participants, is just to be honest and timely with your feedback to us, because this program is meant to serve the students and families of Minnesota. And so we're always tweaking at the margins, taking your feedback and making it get to its best possible state. So again, for today's training, we're really looking at the first three components. At the outset of the school year, and several of you have done this, I know, because I've been communicating with many of you in attendance today, a FERPA or Tennyson notification has to be sent to parents and families of your senior class. This is critical. It is required of the data sharing agreements, those contracts that we signed off on. It is really the true opt-out component for families to participate or choose not to participate in the program. It also goes through some of the data elements as well as the gist and overview of the program as well. So if you have not sent your FERPA notifications yet, that has to be done before the survey notifications can be sent to students. In the slide deck that will be shared after today, we do have all of these components hyperlinked for your review and your action taking. In terms of the academic review itself, the two student information systems that we're talking about today have everything set up sort of internally to their technologies. So that's wonderful. It can be conducted in a seamless and in a timely fashion. That can be done anytime, really. Ideally, in future years, we'll have it set so that it'll carry over through June. And it can be conducted all the way through mid-October, ideally by no later than the end of College Knowledge Month, the end of October itself. New schools do have the opportunity to conduct some of the academic review in the late spring, early summer. But for most of us, many of you are in the process of doing that now, of the academic review and the sending of survey notifications. And so if it's another helpful frame to think of it through those holidays of Labor Day and Halloween. But you can see that we have a visual of the data flow. So once the academic review is done, that information can be sent in terms of survey notifications to students. They respond, that information is transmitted back to the agency, and then we distribute that information on to the colleges and universities of their top choice. Before I turn it over to Sally to walk us through the academic review and some of the tips and tools within the student information systems, I just wanted to take a moment to remind you that there's tons of support resources for you. The program manual, tasks, and timeline are all in the Google Drive. And those cover in detail the timeline itself of the entire school year, as well as all of the action items that a high school would take over the course of the program year, ranging from contracts to who's your contacts at the office to the steps within the program itself. We do also have a number of website resources. We have a Direct Admissions Minnesota landing page. We have 2 new pages built from the My Higher Education resource page, as well as all the components within the toolkit itself and our YouTube channel. In short, if you are wanting to learn more about marketing and logistics, that is the content of tomorrow, September 10th, afternoon training. I'd encourage you to join us. We're going to review a lot of those resources in great detail. I've already mentioned the YouTube channel. A few other ways to interface with us. I have virtual office hours. They occur during 2 blocks weekly, so Mondays and Fridays. One is an afternoon set and one is a morning set. I will also meet with you outside of those times whenever you need it. So we try to be as responsive to you as possible. Don't ever hesitate to reach out if you have a question or if you need something to connect about, whether it be a quick 15-minute check-in or a longer 45 to hour meeting. I do also have a monthly program email that goes out at the outset of every month. Many of you have received that. You've probably noticed a slight change in program design that was intentional based on feedback from many of you. Those monthly updates will now have a task list at the very top for the month's deliverables, and then it'll go into greater detail in each of those things in the rest of the content. We do also on occasion share studies from our agency. Many of you received the work that Sally did over the summer on aggregating feedback from our Lumina survey for seniors. which had information about FAFSA completion and so on and so forth. So check out that stuff when we send it as well. You have us, the higher education team, myself, Sally, and our colleagues, Wendy and Libby. And there's also communities of practice, which are new this year as well. And I know some of you were able to attend the first one last week, Wednesday. Those are wonderful sessions where you actually connect with each other as a community of practice. And we have 12 mentors, 12 veteran high school participants who devote their time. And you can just have sort of informal conversation about how to conduct the program locally. So all of these are available to you. Please take advantage of them. And if you ever have a question, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, thanks folks. I'm gonna go on mute and I'm gonna keep the PowerPoint running, but turn it over to my colleague, Sally.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, I am going to quickly go over the 5 steps of the academic review as a reminder. Next slide, please. So step 1 of the academic review is to assess whether or not your students, your juniors at the end of the students at the end of the year that were juniors, or now your rising seniors, if they're on track for graduation. Most of you will be doing this within your SIS system, Infinite Campus or JMC. The second step is to determine the final list of juniors who will be seniors this year that are eligible to participate in direct admissions and that you believe should participate in the program for their academic review. This is the time when you're going to take out any students who have formal transition plans in an IEP that does not include college, or any students whose parents or students, if they're 18 and above, who may have opted out of the program. The third step is to determine the unweighted cumulative GPA. This is again done in your SIS system for both Infinite Campus and JMC. We do ask that you give it a glance though to make sure everything looks okay. The fourth step is to determine or assess the course grade average for those 2 groups of students in Tier 4 and in Tier 6. Again, this is done through your SIS system, but we do ask that you give it a glance to make sure all the students look they are appropriately tiered. And the final step is to assign the tier to the student, 1 through 6. Again, this is done in your SIS system. Next slide, please. And just a reminder for everyone what those academic tiers look like. Academic tier 1 are for the students who are on track to graduate but have less than a 2.5 unweighted GPA. And we go up from there. We have tier 2, 2.5 to 2.74, tier 3, 2.75 to 2.99. Tier 4 adds in that qualifier of the C average or higher for all 3 course areas. Tier 5 is 3.0 and above, and Tier 6 is 3.5 and above with that C average or higher in all 3 course areas. Next slide, please. And just so everybody has an idea of what it looks like, this is actually coming out of our Google Sheets system. So that's what this one looks like, but yours will look very similar. This is just a screenshot of what one of the letters looked like a few years ago. Yours will look very similar. And there should be another portion. There you go. And so each student, as you will see, will have the option to select the school that they would like to be directly admitted to. There's also a link to the college's information on that page if the student wants to investigate more. All right, so now for the academic review, specifically for Infinite Campus and JMC. Next slide, please. All right, for Infinite Campus, to run the direct admissions module within Infinite Campus does require the graduation planner. If you do not have the graduation planner, or you have it but it is not set up, please reach out to us as soon as possible. We have alternatives, but you need to talk to us right away if possible. The Infinite Campus team has created an amazing array of training materials for us and our Infinite Campus High School partners that is already established, and you can find a link to it in our Google Drive toolkit. The link is included in this presentation. There are two initial steps. If this is your first time running the direct admissions module through your Infinite Campus system, there is part 1 and 2 that need to be set up by your technology director. Please reach out to them to set up part 1 and 2. Next slide, please. Part 3 is where the counselors step in. This is where you actually run the academic review by creating 6 ad hoc reports for each tier. The process is outlined in our Infinite Campus resource materials. Please refer to those for each actual individual step. Within the student's information on the right of the screen here, you will see that there is going to be a new field, a DPSA reported tier. And on the left part of the screen, you'll see the tier that is automatically assigned to the student within Infinite Campus, but the counselors also have the discretion to change that tier right next to it, where that red arrow is pointing. You can also exclude your students from direct admissions from this screen. Next slide, please. So what does the student letter or survey look like to students? Well, it shows up in their message center. So when you release the surveys, the student will get a reminder in their message center under surveys. All they need to do is select the survey and choose their schools. Next slide, please. And just a reminder, again, those Infinite Campus resource materials, the guide and setup instructions, as well as the links to videos that help walk you through the process are all available in our Google Toolkit on Google Drive. Also, if you have any specific questions, please reach out to the campus ticketing support system. They are much more well-versed with the actual functionings of their system than we are. We understand how it works, but we cannot make any changes within Infinite Campus or fix any technical problems within Infinite Campus. Next slide, please. All right, and JMC schools. For schools utilizing JMC, please reach out to your technology director or have your technology director coordinate with JMC to set up the automatic transfer to the Office of Higher Education. So that's going to be your first step. Second is JMC also did an incredible job at putting together training materials and recordings walking you through the process. There's a link here in our presentation to those resource materials. Next slide, please. So within the SIS system JMC, it is available for both the JMC office and JMC student. However, the grading module is required to run direct admissions. JMC offers step-by-step details on how to run the program in a recorded webinar. Next slide, please. And for JMC, how does the student letter appear for your students? The students will have a new option on the left part of their screen that says direct admissions. Once they select that little module, this letter that you see here will pop up. They can either opt out a second time from the direct admissions here or select whichever school they would like to be directly admitted to. Next slide, please. If you have any specific questions regarding JMC, you can reach out to Luke. He is an amazing resource and knows JMC back and forth. He is the one that created or supervised the creation of most of the JMC resource materials, which we again have linked in our Google Toolkit. Next slide. And that is it.
Thank you folks again for attending. On the slide in front of you, you can see mine and Sally's contact information. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. If you need assistance or just want to connect regarding strategies or troubleshooting, we're happy to help. This concludes our formal presentation today. And so I'm going to stop the recording and we can have some time for crossover questions and answer. Thank you again for attending today.